If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Question: which of the following are external tools used for data provisioning? Option 1: Enterprise Information Management. Option 2: Nearline Storage. Option 3: SAP Data Services. Option 4: SAP Landscape Transformation Replication Server. Option 5: Direct Extractor Connection, DHC. Question: which of the following sources can you connect to SAP BW4HANA with the SAP HANA source system? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1: SAP BW4HANA Transformations. Option 2: Remote sources available with SAP HANA Smart Data Integration and Smart Data Access. Option 3: Local SAP HANA Schemas. Option 4: Web Templates. Question: which of the following objects are supported in SAP BW4HANA? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1: Composite Provider. Option 2: Data Store Object, Advanced. Option 3: Info Set. Option 4: Multi-Provider. Option 5: Info Cube. Question: how is data security handled for the live connection between SAP Analytics Cloud and SAP BW4HANA? Option 1: data can be secured by allowing or prohibiting access to ADSO partitions. Option 2: SAP Analytics Cloud performs an authorization check after retrieving the query result from the SAP BW4HANA backend. Option 3: SAP BW4HANA analysis authorizations are evaluated on the SAP BW4HANA backend side. Option 4: data records are filtered according to the settings in the SAP BW4HANA analysis authorizations. Question: which kinds of data can you model with OpenOD's views? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1: Queries. Option 2: Language-dependent texts. Option 3: Unstructured data. Option 4: Master data. Question: on which SAP BW4HANA objects does the predictive factory run? Option 1: External SAP HANA views generated from SAP BW4HANA. Option 2: SAP BW4HANA Info Cubes. Option 3: Active tables of SAP BW4HANA Data Store Objects, Advanced. Option 4: SAP BW4HANA Analysis Process Designer. Question: which of the following are characteristics of the DevOps methodology? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1: SAP HANA Data Warehousing Foundation. Option 2: Shortened lead time between fixes. Option 3: A clear separation of development and operations tasks on an organizational level. Option 4: Automation of repetitive tasks. Question: what are desired outcomes of an SAP BW4HANA pilot project? Note: there are three correct answers to this question. Option 1: Confirm increased database size using SAP BW4HANA instead of a common RDBMS. Option 2: Identify required changes for the business processes to comply with SAP BW4HANA standard software. Option 3: Identify customizing and configuration areas to be applied to future projects. Option 4: Identify objects from SAP by content and / or SAP HANA Live that will be leveraged in subsequent projects. Option 5: Transfer experience of the pilot project to future projects. Question: which of the following documents can be created with SAP Lumira, Designer Edition? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 Crystal Reports. Option 2 Bex Web Templates. Option 3 Analytical applications that are focused on slice and dice analysis. Option 4 Dashboards. Question: which of the following statements about data flow objects in SAP BW/4HANA are true? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 The data flow object is the successor of the semantically partitioned object, SPO, in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 2 A data flow object is a TLOGO object, transportable object, in SAP BW/4HANA and describes a data flow. Option 3 Data flow objects are not available for SAP BW/4HANA. Option 4 Data flow objects can be modeled in the Eclipse-based modeling tools for SAP BW/4HANA. Question: what is the role of the composite provider in SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1 It is the core object for persistency in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 2 It is a virtual object to combine data from SAP BW/4HANA and SAP HANA via join or union. Option 3 It is the planning engine in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 4 It is the successor of the BW Info Cube. Question: which objects are mandatory when you create a transactional data flow in operational data provisioning? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 Data transfer process. Option 2 Real-time daemon. Option 3 Info package. Option 4 Transformation. Question: on which of the following devices does the SAP BW/4HANA cockpit run? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 on smartphones or touch-screen displays. Option 2 only on machines with Windows OS. Option 3 on Apple devices only. Option 4 on traditional laptops. Question: which of the following activities are part of the realization phase of an SAP Business Warehouse, SAP BW, project? Note, there are three correct answers to this question. Option 1 Design the data layer concept based on the LSA++ architecture. Option 2 Create functional and technical documentation. Option 3 Define a service level agreement. Option 4 Build SAP HANA views and define their properties. Option 5 Create and activate SAP BW objects. Question: you create a transformation from a data source to a standard data store object. The data source provides an afterimage delta. Which key figure aggregation type do you select? Option 1 Summation. Option 2 Maximum. Option 3 Minimum. Option 4 Overwrite. Question: the error stack can help you in which areas? Choose the correct answer, S. Option 1 Identifying erroneous records. Option 2 Automatically fixing bad records. Option 3 Reducing your dependence on temporary storage. Option 4 Improving load times. Question: which of the following is a key consideration when implementing a modern data warehouse with SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1 Technology alone will solve all your problems. Option 2 Query performance is the most important consideration in a data warehouse implementation. Option 3 A suitable combination of technology, architecture, and development process is essential. Option 4 You should avoid agile development approaches as they come with the risk of insufficient upfront performance optimization. Question: how many hierarchies can be created for a key figure? Option 1 10. Option 2 2. Option 3 5. Option 4 more than 1. Option 5 and it is not. Question: exception aggregation has no effect on the saving of data in the fact table because it is only effective for reporting. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1 true. Option 2 false. Question: where does monitoring and scheduling take place in SAP BW/4HANA as of SP08? Option 1 in the SAP BW/4HANA administration cockpit. Option 2 in the standalone process chain monitoring tool. Option 3 in the SAP GUI. Option 4 in SAP Web IDE. Question: what can you achieve with rule groups in an SAP BW transformation? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 one record in the source creates a record in the target for each rule group. Option 2 keep the number of records in the source and in the target identical. Option 3 key figures with the same characteristic mapping are grouped. Option 4 characteristics with the same key figure mapping are grouped. Question: how can you use SAP BPC standard data in SAP Analytics Cloud? Option 1 planning is not possible, but reporting is. Option 2 you can access the data via the BPC live connection of SAP Analytics Cloud. Option 3 you can use the BPC import connection of SAP Analytics Cloud. Option 4 you cannot use SAP BPC standard data in SAP Analytics Cloud. Question: which technology do you use to load data from Microsoft Analysis Services to SAP Business Warehouse? Option 1 Web Service. Option 2 Universal Data Connect. Option 3 Database Connect. Option 4 File Interface. Question: which of the following objects in SAP BW/4HANA can be modeled using fields? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, OpenOD's views. Option 2, data transfer processes. Option 3, data store objects, advanced. Option 4, process chains. Question: what happens if you activate data in a data store object, advanced, of model template standard data store object? Option 1 characteristics in the data part are overwritten in the change log. Option 2 the request is deleted in the inbound table. Option 3 key characteristics are overwritten. Option 4 key figures are summarized or overwritten. Question: you model a second SAP BW/4HANA composite provider to integrate tables from an SAP HANA database schema with an existing SAP BW/4HANA composite provider. What must you do first? Please choose the correct answer. Option 1 assign consumption properties to the new SAP HANA calculation view. Option 2 set end quote, the composite provider can be added to another composite provider end quote, flag. Option 3 create an OpenOD's view with consumption properties to consume the data in the SAP BW/4HANA schema. Option 4 connect and export data source from the existing composite provider to the new composite provider. Question: on which of the following objects can you restrict a characteristic? Option 1 formula. Option 2 exception. Option 3 condition. Option 4 hierarchy node. Question: identify issue affecting query performance that you, as a BI administrator, are responsible for officially. Option 1 query design. Option 2 CPU selection. Option 3 aggregates. Option 4 memory utilization and availability. Question: the column store is one of the four main concepts of the SAP HANA database. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1 false. Option 2 true. Question: which of the following are ways in which joins can be made using SAP BW on SAP HANA? Option 1 an advanced DSO can create joins between master data and transaction data. Option 2 BW Composite Provider can provide inner and outer joins. Option 3 a BW info set can be used to create a temporal join. Option 4 a native SAP HANA calculation view can perform inner and outer joins. Option 5 transformations can perform joins of multiple data sources. Question: which of the following statements about the LSA architecture are true? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 LSA describes a blueprint for data flows which can be applied throughout the data warehouse. Option 2 LSA is designed for high flexibility and little governance. Option 3 LSA was designed with the technologies of traditional databases and classic SAP BW in mind. Option 4 LSA defines mostly virtual structures to avoid redundant copies of data. Question: what are the three predefined dimensions in SAP BW? Option 1 date. Option 2 data package. Option 3 time. Option 4 unit. Question: when you select a query for translation in the data warehousing workbench, you must also manually select the query objects for translation. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1 true. Option 2 false. Question: in which of the following elements can data transformation take place in data flow 3.x? Option 1 extract rule. Option 2 report result. Option 3 transfer routine. Option 4 transfer rules. Option 5 update rules. Question: which of the following are types of SAP BW info cubes? Option 1 multi-cube. Option 2 inverted cube. Option 3 virtual cube. Option 4 relational cube. Option 5 basic cube. Question: by default, the formula that was created first will be used when there is a formula collision. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1 true. Option 2 false. Question: what is the SAP BW/4HANA cockpit? Option 1 the single point of entry for administration and monitoring in SAP BW/4HANA since SP08. Option 2 an additional monitoring tool for third-party sources. Option 3 a comprehensive ETL tool. Option 4 the single point of entry for data modeling in SAP BW/4HANA. Question: how do you manage data access security in a mixed scenario? Option 1, you must maintain SAP HANA privileges manually. Option 2, you must use SAP HANA data anonymization features like differential privacy to obscure the data. Option 3, you can create SAP HANA privileges out of SAP BW4HANA authorization objects. Option 4, you must maintain authorizations in the analytic clients. Question: implementation in support of a targeted business process. Option 1, IT practices. Option 2, scenarios. Option 3, scenario variants. Option 4, usage types. Question: some advantages of BI content are, choose the correct answer, S. Option 1, it is pre-configured and end-to-end in scope. Option 2, it speeds implementation. Option 3, it costs additional millions of dollars. Option 4, it allows quick prototyping. Question: how can you use formula variables? Choose the correct answers. Option 1, as threshold values in exceptions and conditions. Option 2, as key values for characteristic restrictions. Option 3, as operands in formulas that are retrieved via replacement path. Option 4, as operands for local calculations in reports. Question: which statements are true about DB Connect? Option 1, it is faster than UD Connect. Option 2, it is faster than the file interface. Option 3, it is slower than UD Connect. Option 4, it is the slowest one of all these choices. Question: for which scenario do you recommend an info source? Option 1, connect multiple sources and targets. Option 2, allow the creation of delta records. Option 3, use it as a source for the data transfer process. Option 4, store intermediate results. Question: why are data store objects so important? Choose the correct answer, S. Option 1, they can overwrite data. Option 2, they store detailed data leaving info cubes to store aggregated data. Option 3, they allow for raw uncleansed data to be stored for 3 months. Option 4, they easily integrate in the data flow. Question: you need to transfer delta data and ensure full quality of service. You are using an SAP Business Warehouse web service. Which SAP process integration, SAP PI, adapter do you use? Option 1, SAP PI File Transfer Protocol Adapter. Option 2, SAP PI ABAP Proxy Communication Adapter. Option 3, SAP PI Remote Function Call Adapter. Option 4, SAP PI Simple Object Access Protocol Call Adapter. Question: what is the central point of entry for all modeling tasks in SAP BW4HANA? Option 1, SAP BW4HANA comes with a mobile app for modeling. Option 2, the graphical data flow modeler in the BW modeling tools. Option 3, transaction RSA1. Option 4, SAP BW4HANA comes with a web-based modeling environment. Question: to model the tracking history scenarios of historical truth and current truth, 2 different star schemas are required. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, true. Option 2, false. Question: which of the following items are part of an info object definition? Option 1, attributes. Option 2, hierarchies. Option 3, text information. Option 4, dimension. Option 5, transaction codes. Question: what are the main options to generate predictions based on SAP BW/4HANA data? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1: generate predictions accidentally. Option 2: generate predictions randomly. Option 3: generate predictions on a regular basis. Option 4: generate predictions in real time. Question: is it possible to extend SAP HANA EIM with custom adapters? Option 1: no, this is not necessary because all existing sources can already be accessed via SAP HANA EIM. Option 2: yes, you can use enhancement spots via the ODP framework to extend SAP ERP extractors. Option 3: no, custom code is a potential security risk and therefore not allowed. Option 4: yes, SAP HANA Smart Data Integration offers an adapter API. Question: which of the following statements about the native data store object in SAP SQL data warehousing is true? Option 1: native data store objects require info objects in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 2: native data store objects will replace SAP HANA calculation views over time. Option 3: a native data store object can be accessed from SAP BW/4HANA. Option 4: a native data store object is generated when a data store object, advanced, is activated in SAP BW/4HANA. Question: your customer converts LSA to LSA++ and needs to streamline the enterprise data warehouse layer. What action do you take? Option 1: reduce the number of persistent info provider. Option 2: apply the SAP Business Warehouse Workspace layer. Option 3: migrate all SAP Business Warehouse objects to SAP HANA optimized objects. Option 4: apply the OpenODs layer. Question: is SAP Data Hub yet another ETL or streaming tool? Option 1: yes, SAP Data Hub is the new SAP ETL offering in combination with Kubernetes. Option 2: no, SAP Data Hub goes beyond classical batch ETL or real-time streaming. Option 3: yes, SAP Data Hub is the new tool for ETL processes for Hadoop cluster and public cloud storages. Option 4: yes, SAP Data Hub is the new integrated tool set for ETL or real-time streaming. Question: what is a Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS, typically used for? Option 1: operational systems and transactional data. Option 2: ERP systems. Option 3: data warehouses. Option 4: data lakes. Question: which of the following are advantages of column tables? Option 1: elimination of materialized aggregates. Option 2: elimination of additional indexes. Option 3: elimination of parallel execution. Option 4: higher data compression rates. Question: which sources can you use to create a generic data source in SAP ERP? Note, there are three correct answers to this question. Option 1: database view. Option 2: function module. Option 3: BW query. Option 4: info set query. Option 5: SAP HANA calculation view. Question: how are virtual tables created in SAP HANA by SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1: they are created by the SAP HANA data source in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 2: the administrator has to create them manually. Option 3: they are transported automatically. Option 4: virtual tables are not necessary because data always resides in memory. Question: after you imported data into SAP Analytics Cloud, you create a new formula. Where is the request processed? Option 1 SAP HANA SQL Engine. Option 2 SAP HANA Calculation Engine. Option 3 SAP HANA XS Engine. Option 4 SAP BWOLAP Engine. Question: which two steps do you need to perform to make a display attribute available as a navigation attribute in a query? Option 1 change the attribute type from display to navigation in the info object maintenance. Option 2 activate the navigation attribute in the respective info provider. Option 3 drag and drop the display attribute to the free section or the BW query designer. Option 4 activate the navigation attribute in the SAP BW data flow transformation. Option 5 activate the navigation attribute in the characteristic properties in BW query designer. Question: if a global element of a query is changed in BW, these changes are automatically passed to the SAP HANA calculation view that was created from the BW query. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1 false. Option 2 true. Question: what are the modeling objects for visualization in SAP BW/4HANA? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 multi-provider. Option 2 virtual provider. Option 3 composite provider. Option 4 info set. Option 5 OpenOD's view. Question: you need to ensure that authorizations for the characteristic company code are checked before data from a BW query is displayed. What must you define? Option 1 an info object for the company code and assign it to a user profile. Option 2 an info object for the company code as authorization relevant. Option 3 an info object for the company code with the query read mode property. Option 4 an authorization variable for the company code. Question: what are the SAP BW/4HANA modeling tools? Option 1 an add-on to the traditional SAP GUI. Option 2 a new SAP GUI. Option 3 web-based modeling tools. Option 4 a desktop installation based on Eclipse. Question: which of the following is the core workflow when working with SAP Analytics Cloud? Please choose the correct answer. Option 1 acquire, prepare, explore, visualize, collaborate. Option 2 prepare, explore, acquire, visualize, collaborate. Option 3 acquire, prepare, visualize, explore, collaborate. Option 4 explore, acquire, prepare, visualize, collaborate. Question: what is the maximum number of key figure in an info cube? Option 1 13. Option 2 85. Option 3 322. Option 4 233. Question: for which of the following objects in SAP BW/4HANA can you create an SAP HANA calculation view? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 data transfer processes. Option 2 SAP BW/4HANA queries. Option 3 Open Hub destinations. Option 4 analysis process designer. Option 5 composite providers and data store objects, advanced. Question: what are the characteristics of a data warehouse? Note: there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 it is mainly built for new data types like sensor, web, and social media data. Option 2 it has an active archive for historical data. It contains standardized data models and harmonized data. Option 3, it typically contains massive amounts of end quote, raw end quote, and unstructured / non-relational data. Option 4, it contains predominantly structured data from enterprise systems. Question: where should queries be modeled when the ADSO is partitioned semantically? Option 1, queries should be modeled based on the individual data store objects, advanced. Option 2, queries should be modeled based on A tables in an SAP HANA calculation view. Option 3, queries should be modeled based on the composite provider on top of the semantic group. Option 4, queries should be modeled based on the OpenODs view. Question: which of the following statements are true? Option 1, info sets join more than one target to a logical set for reporting. Option 2, RDA supports operational reporting. Option 3, virtual providers can cause a load on the OLTP system and buy at the same time. Option 4, you have more to learn. Question: what are the core predictive functions to answer business questions? Note, there are 2 correct answers to this question. Option 1, XRF spectroscopy. Option 2, Gaussian normal distribution. Option 3, classification and regression. Option 4, segmentation or clustering. Question: which statement for field-based modeling in SAP BW4HANA is true? Option 1, field-based modeling cannot leverage the SAP BW4HANA authorization concept. Option 2, field-based modeling complements info-object modeling and is fully integrated with existing SAP BW4HANA objects/models and SAP BW4HANA authorizations. Option 3, field-based modeling is only available for SAP sources. Option 4, field-based modeling is not recommended for mass data loads. Question: you create an advanced data store object, DSO, and select the standard DSO template. Which of the following settings are applied automatically? Note, there are 2 correct answers to this question. Option 1, activate data. Option 2, all characteristics are key. Option 3, unique data records. Option 4, write change log. Question: which functionality does the SAP Landscape Transformation Replication Server support? Please choose the correct answer. Option 1, integrated interface for SAP HANA streaming analytics. Option 2, real-time scenarios using log-based replication functionality. Option 3, automatic conversion from non-Unicode to Unicode during data load or replication. Option 4, data replication to SAP HANA, other RDBMSs, and FLAT files. Question: is SAP Data Hub already generally available? Option 1, yes, SAP Data Hub is already generally available. Option 2, no, SAP Data Hub is only available to SAP partners. Option 3, no, SAP Data Hub is currently under development. Option 4, SAP Data Hub will be available with SAP BW4HANA 2.0, planned for Q2 2019. Question: which statements about process chains are true? Option 1, process chains have a graphical design GUI. Option 2, process chains have log, checking and planning views. Option 3, process chains have many process types to control your buy project. Option 4, collector process include an or an EXOR. Question: requested base deletion would solve which the following problems? Option 1, deleting the last load of bad data. Option 2, deleting data for a specific company code and division combination. Option 3, deleting the request from both the change log and the active table if the request was already activated, but not in the follow-on target. Option 4, a targeted deletion of change log data. Question: what functions has Data Warehousing Workbench, DWWB? Option 1, modeling. Option 2, reporting. Option 3, scheduling. Option 4, monitoring. Question: what can you do in the graphical data flow modeler? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, push down OLAP logic to SAP HANA. Option 2, create and schedule process chains. Option 3, navigate to object editors. Option 4, model new or explore existing data flows. Question: using the remodeling toolbox, info objects can be changed without having to delete or reload master data. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, false. Option 2, true. Question: navigational attributes behave in a query like which of the following? Option 1, attributes. Option 2, variables. Option 3, characteristics. Option 4, filters. Option 5, none of above. Question: XML would be good for, choose the correct answer, S. Option 1, loading a shopping cart from an internet application. Option 2, efficiently loading 10,000 records. Option 3, extracting from a SAP R/3 system. Option 4, extracting from another BI system. Question: which applications are available in SAP Data Hub to run the solution? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, SAP Data Hub Connection Management. Option 2, SAP BW4HANA Web Administration Cockpit. Option 3, SAP BW4HANA Process Chain Modeler. Option 4, SAP HANA Data Management Suite. Option 5, SAP Data Hub Metadata Explorer. Question: what do you have to consider when you create a query with multiple structures? Option 1, by using both the structures in the rows or in the columns you can avoid formula collision. Option 2, you must use one structure in the report columns and one structure the report rows. Option 3, you must use a maximum of 2 structures. Option 4, you can only use one structure with key figures in a query. Option 5, you can only use one structure without key figures in a query. Question: what is the in-app help for the SAP BW4HANA Cockpit? Option 1, a browser-based information management system. Option 2, an SAP content management system to personalize help pages. Option 3, an embedded help within SAP Fiori apps, including context-sensitive information and guided tours. Option 4, a new SAP interface for help applications. Question: which of the following statements are not correct about the PSA? Option 1, created for each communication structure. Option 2, transfer rules have been applied. Option 3, you can load from the PSA to an info cube. Option 4, queries can be generated from the PSA. Option 5, none of the above. Question, for what can you use the simple management and maintenance functions in the SAP BW/4HANA administration cockpit? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, Open OD's views. Option 2, Info Objects. Option 3, Info Cubes. Option 4, SAP HANA Calculation Views. Option 5, Data Store Objects, Advanced. Question, what skills are required to use SAP SQL data warehousing? Option 1, SQL and database skills. Option 2, C++ to debug the SAP HANA source code. Machine learning, because this is a prerequisite in all modern data warehouse implementations. Option 3, SAP BW/4HANA skills, because you can only access data in SAP SQL data L- and #39, warehousing through the SAP BW/4HANA query. Question, on which modeling object in SAP BW/4HANA are physical partitioning and data tiering capabilities for large amounts of data possible? Option 1, Composite Provider. Option 2, Info Object. Option 3, Info Cube. Option 4, Data Store Object, Advanced. Question, which cold data storage locations for data tiering optimization are available with SAP BW/4HANA SP08? Option 1, SAP IQ, Hadoop Storage, and SAP Vora, Disk Engine. Option 2, SAP HANA Dynamic Tiering. Option 3, SAP IQ and Hadoop Storage. Option 4, SAP IQ. Question, which of the following is required to perform currency conversion in an SAP HANA information model? Option 1, a set of technical tables are required to store currencies and exchange rate types and rates. Option 2, an inner join is required between the OpenOD's view measures and the exchange rate table. Option 3, an interface to define how the currency conversion should be processed. Option 4, setting a semantic type to a measure so the amount always includes a currency. Option 5, storing the currency and the exchange rate on the day of the transaction will improve performance. Question, what is the right modeling object for semantic partitioning in SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1, Semantically Partitioned Object, SPO. Option 2, Layered Scalable Architecture. Option 3, SAP HANA Calculation View. Option 4, Semantic Group. Question, what is used to develop BW queries in SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1, SAP Analysis for Microsoft Office. Option 2, Bex Web Application Designer. Option 3, Eclipse-based Query Designer. Option 4, Bex Query Designer. Question, where are the partitions for data tiering optimization, DTO, with SAP BW/4HANA created? Option 1, under Partitions on the Settings tab of the Data Store Object, Advanced. Option 2, in the SAP BW/4HANA Web Administration Cockpit. Option 3, on the General tab of the Data Store Object, Advanced. Option 4, in the Maintain Temperatures SAP GUI transaction. Question, the info cube stores transaction data on a detailed level. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, false. Option 2, true. Question, which sources are available for a generic SAP Business Warehouse data source? Note, there are 3 correct answers to this question. Option 1, SAP HANA Information View. Option 2, Function Module. Option 3, SAP HANA Remote Source Table. Option 4, DB View or Table. Option 5, SAP Query, Info Set. Question, non-SAP data sources can load data into SAP BW via which of the following elements? Option 1, flat files. Option 2, third-party extraction and load tools. Option 3, access database files. Option 4, CSV files only. Question, where should you develop process chains in SAP BW/4HANA as of SP08? Option 1, SAP Web IDE. Option 2, Process Chain Modeler in the SAP BW/4HANA Web Administration Tools. Option 3, Standalone Process Chain Designer. Option 4, Transaction RSPC in the SAP GUI. Question, should the usage of info objects generally be avoided in a state-of-the-art data model in SAP BW/4HANA? Option 1, yes, SAP HANA calculation views are much better than info objects. Option 2, no, without info objects you cannot define a query in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 3, yes, all semantics should be modeled in the analytic client and not in SAP BW/4HANA. Option 4, no, info objects are a very semantically rich way to define dimensions. Question, which of the following objects is not provided in business content? Option 1, Info Cube. Option 2, Info Source. Option 3, KPIs. Option 4, Queries. Option 5, none of the above. Question, in Design Studio generic analysis application, for which of the following components is a context menu for navigation available? Option 1, Cross Tab. Option 2, Chart. Option 3, Actions button. Option 4, Information button. Option 5, Navigation panel. Question, which of the following are components of SAP SQL data warehousing? Note, there are 2 correct answers to this question. Option 1, SAP Analytics Cloud. Option 2, SAP HANA Calculation Views. Option 3, Flow Graphs. Option 4, SAP Cloud Applications. Question, what key functionality does SAP Data Hub include? Note, there are 2 correct answers to this question. Option 1, orchestration of complex processes and workflows across system boundaries. Option 2, new ETL tools for building a data warehouse solution. Option 3, state-of-the-art deep learning algorithms for data scientists. Option 4, data pipelines across data lakes. Question, for which SAP BW/4HANA objects can you generate SAP HANA calculation views? Option 1, Characteristics. Option 2, OpenODs views. Option 3, Key figures. Option 4, Composite providers. Question, the goal of implementing SAP Business Warehouse is to move the reporting burden from the ERP system? Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, true. Option 2, false. Question, what is the relationship between SAP Data Hub and SAP Vora? Option 1, SAP Data Hub is the new data warehouse solution and SAP Vora is designed for archiving mass data. Option 2, SAP Data Hub is the new data warehouse solution from SAP built on SAP Vora. Option 3, SAP Vora capabilities are included in SAP Data Hub, however SAP Data Hub and SAP Vora are designed to address different use cases, based on customers and #39, specific needs. Option 4, SAP Vora is an add-on to SAP Data Hub. Question, how many dimension tables can the SAP BW system administrator create per info cube? Option 1, 13. Option 2, 16. Option 3, 233. Option 4, 248. Question, identify issue affecting query performance that you, as a BI administrator, are responsible for. Option 1, compression. Option 2, data model. Option 3, web page design and Java scripting. Option 4, read mode. Question, which statements about the BI ETL process, NetWeaver 2004's, are true? Option 1, a DTP loads data to a PSA. Option 2, an info package loads data directly to the BI info provider. Option 3, a transformation loads data to a PSA. Option 4, a transformation occurs on the data before it leaves the source system. Option 5, none of the above. Question, how can SAP BW4HANA allocate temperature using data tiering optimization, DTO? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, by data store object, advanced. Option 2, by partition. Option 3, by access patterns identified from the system automatically. Option 4, by data archiving process, DAP. Question, in which sequence can you create a reusable key figure structure? There are two correct answers to this question. Option 1. Apply filters to a key figure structure in SAP Analysis for Microsoft Office. 2. Save the structure as a global structure. Option 2. Create a new structure in the context menu of a calculated key figure. 2. Save the structure as a global structure. Option 3. Create a new structure in the context menu of an info provider. 2. Add key figures, selections, and formulas. Option 4. Create a new structure with key figures, selections, and formulas in a query. 2. Save the structure as a global structure. Question, a navigational attribute, choose the correct answer, S. Option 1 must be allowed on the info object. Option 2 must be enabled for all providers where it should be used. Option 3 provides a different view of history compared to the same info object in the DIM. Option 4 is a field on a dimension table. Question, what are the main benefits of database partitioning on data store objects, advanced? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, system performance is optimized and very large tables are supported. Option 2, the memory footprint is reduced on the SAP HANA database. Option 3, the data is distributed across all nodes in scale-out systems. Option 4, data is not distributed across all nodes in scale-out systems. Option 5, data compression is higher compared to non-partitioned data store objects, advanced. Question: which of the following are benefits of the DSO? Option 1, overwrite capability. Option 2, reporting. Option 3, data compression. Option 4, store data on the document level. Option 5, none of the above. Question: what are the modeling objects for persistency in SAP BW4HANA? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, hybrid provider. Option 2, info object. Option 3, PSA table. Option 4, info cube. Option 5, data store object, advanced. Question: what are some typical administration tasks? Option 1, remodeling. Option 2, request archiving. Option 3, document indexing. Option 4, system settings. Question: which of the following settings can you define in a data transfer process, DTP, if you load data into a data store object, advanced? There are two correct answers to this question. Option 1, data tiering. Option 2, activation handling. Option 3, parallel processing. Option 4, extraction mode. Question: as part of currency translation, a quantity conversion type can be defined to convert the quantity of a currency into the new currency. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, false. Option 2, true. Question: filter is defined to apply to the whole query, but a restricted key figure only filters a single key figure value. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Option 1, false. Option 2, true. Question: where can you use flow graphs? Option 1, in SAP SQL data warehousing. Option 2, in all SAP cloud applications. Option 3, in SAP BW4HANA. Option 4, in SAP S/4HANA. Question: a conceptual description of data objects, their attributes, and the relationships between them is. Option 1, a data model. Option 2, an info catalog. Option 3, an info set. Option 4, an info source. Question: what is the definition of a task workflow in SAP Data Hub? Option 1, an SAP Data Hub task workflow creates the underlying data model of the SAP Data Hub. Option 2, an SAP Data Hub task workflow orchestrates multiple tasks and executes them in a given order. Option 3, an SAP Data Hub task workflow is responsible for data aging in SAP BW4HANA. Option 4, an SAP Data Hub task workflow executes the ETL processes. Question, for what kind of tasks is SAP Data Hub designed? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 for orchestrating big data landscapes. Option 2 for building a data warehouse and persisting the data. Option 3 for connecting all types of data sources, enterprise systems, data lakes, etc. Option 4 for replicating data from operational systems. Question, for which table type does SAP HANA compress data? Option 1 virtual table. Option 2 cluster table. Option 3 row store table. Option 4 column store table. Question, info providers are technical tables joined in some way. They are constructed using fields in BI that we call. Choose the correct answer, S. Option 1, business fields. Option 2, info objects. Option 3, special fields. Option 4, infoldums.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.